This wonderful perennial called Nepeta, N-E-P-I-T-A, Walker's Low is the variety name. It was the perennial plant of the year this year. A really good cultivar of this mint-like plant. It's extremely critter resistant, critter proof even, I think, in some instances. Is wonderful companion with your summer flowering bulbs, but it's also great because I have this planted right on top of daffodils and tulips, and it's providing cover for them during the summertime and helping to use the available moisture and keep them cooler. Also, blue flowers blend nicely with everything here in the garden, and the Nepeta begins coming up in the spring when the daffodil foliage is going over. So the Nepeta foliage comes up and hides the daffodil foliage. I don't have to worry about it. So this is one of those companion plants that we put in the back of our catalog. Has wonderful smell to it. And the cats love it, and it keeps the insects away. A little sprig of this put in your pocket will actually help keep mosquitoes and gnats from bothering you. Just rub a little bit on your neck and put it in your pocket and keep the critters away. This wonderful grass called panicum, and the variety is dewy blue. I love its kind of glaucous color, and this is a perennial plug that we offer in the spring. I planted these this spring, coming up and providing nice gray-green color against the coleus, and right alongside this colocasia called illustris. Now, the wonderful grasses are nice for their blooms and then their seed heads, which will last all winter long and add winter interest to the garden. But it's that lovely gray-green foliage that I chose this one for. Now this plant is just beginning. It'll get into a clump probably 1.5 to 2 feet wide at maturity and just provide this nice linear effect in the garden with lots of other things. And again, great companion over daffodils and tulips. A wonderful Xanthodecia, or calla lily, its nickname, called Black Star. Wonderful little plant, actually blooming for the second time this summer. And this is another plant that if you do deadhead, you take the old blooms off, you can actually get it to bloom again. They're called Black Star. This is about the darkest of all the Xanthodecias. The Xanthodecias are native to South Africa, and there are many new hybrids in many colors now. But I love this illusion of darkness here with this dark amaranth. Kind of a shadowy-like appearance, the two of these flowers together. And look how many blooms coming from each of these bulbs. 1, 2, 3 on that one, and 1, 2, 3, 4 on this one, and 5, 3, 4, 5, 6 on this. So great little bulb. I think I planted 5 bulbs in this clump. Probably not until June, but a great little bulb for your summer garden. Now, you know, we like to include some vegetables in our garden, and then sometimes we get some surprise vegetables in our garden. This one is a naturalized tomato. Some people call them tomatoes, like my wife and the rest of my family. But anyhow, this little one just seeded here on its own. Now, it seeded here because there was one here last year and it dropped some of these little fruits and just coming back on its own. I left this one because there was room, there wasn't a lot else planted here, and I think it's really kind of nice. The feathery foliage against the dark of the perilla, and in the background a castor bean, and kind of fun to walk through the garden and have a nice ripe tomato. This great bulb is amaryllis from South Africa called Nerine, N-E-R-I-N-E. Wonderful. All the amaryllis are completely critter proof. This is very nice because it's just beginning to bloom here in September, and we'll have nerines coming up right on into November. Marvelous South African bulb in the amaryllis family, Nerine. And this one is Nerine surinensis. But a really great addition to the fall garden. This incredible amaryllis called Amarcrinum, A-M-A-R-C-R-I-N-U-M, wonderful intergeneric hybrid between crinums and amaryllis from South Africa, is starting to bloom right in the end of July and will bloom right on up until frost. Wonderfully, sweetly fragrant flowers. They're great cut flowers. They last for a long time in the house and absolutely critter-proof. Now these are long-term perennial plants. They'll be in your garden for years and years and years. A lot of bang for your buck in these. You can plant them in both the fall or in the spring. But Amarcrinum's hardy actually up through zone 6. Have leaves all summer long. This wonderful wheat celosia is one of the plants that we overseeded this spring to bloom this summer. It's an annual, but it's an annual that actually now naturalizes or reseeds itself in my garden. Comes up in fun surprise places, works really well with many of the fall blooming perennials like the phlox behind and the sweet